Good afternoon, students. Today we will discuss chapter number 3 of Unit 1 Electrostatics, that is Gauss theorem. In Gauss theorem, the first topic is electric flux. Electric flux. The definition is the total number of electric lines of forces crossing the surface normally, means perpendicular. It is a scalar quantity. Scalar quantity means it has no direction, it has only magnitude. It is denoted by symbol phi. Phi is equal to E dot ds. This means phi is equal to E ds cos theta. When we find the total integral, we write as this is closed line integral E dot ds. This is line integral, this is for closed figure. Unit in SI system of unit phi is equal to, as we know, E is equal to F upon Q ds cos theta. F is force in Newton, charge is in coulomb, ds area is in meter square. So its units are Newton meter square per coulomb. This is the SI unit of electric flux. The next one topic is Gauss theorem. Gauss theorem. Gauss theorem is closed line integral, that is total electric flux, is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times charge enclosed. Charge enclosed. The definition is, it states that the total electric flux through a closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by the surface. That is, it states that the total electric flux through a closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by the surface. This is the definition of Gauss theorem. It states that the total electric flux through a closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by the surface. For proving this, first let us consider a sphere of center O and radius r. Let a charge plus q be placed at the center of the sphere. As we know, electric field is always outward from this charge. Let us take small elementary area ds. This should be very simple. First of all, consider a sphere of center O and radius r. Let a charge plus q be placed at the center of the sphere. As we know, electric field is always directed outward from the charge plus q. Consider a small elementary portion of this sphere, that is ds. As we know, according to definition, electric flux is closed line integral E dot ds. As we know, E ds, angle between them is 0 degree because E is always in the direction of ds. So E and ds are parallel to each other, and E dot ds is E ds cos of 0 degree. As we know, cos of 0 is 1, so this becomes phi is equal to E ds. As we know, electric field is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square. This is ds. Take this constant outward from this integral. As we know, ds is the surface area. Surface of area of sphere is 4 pi r square. This cancel out, this cancel out. So this is equal to q by epsilon naught. That is phi is equal to q upon epsilon naught. This means the total electric flux is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by the surface. In the next topic, we deduce Coulomb's law using Gauss theorem. Before this, we discuss a topic which is called Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface. Its definition is very simple. It is an imaginary surface over which the value of electric field is uniform. It is just an imagine. Over this surface, the value of electric field is always constant and is used to find the electric field due to a closed surface. After this, deduction of Coulomb's law using Gauss theorem. Gauss theorem. This topic is very important. For this, first of all, consider two charges Q1 and Q2. This is point A, this is B. Distance between them is R. First line is, consider two charges Q1 and Q2 are placed at points A and B at a distance R apart. Let E be the electric field of charge Q1. Then the electrostatic force on Q2 due to the electric field of Q1 is, that is F is equal to Q2E. To find this electric field, draw a Gaussian surface of spherical shape of radius r. This is the Gaussian surface of radius r. This is electric field. Let us consider a small elementary portion of area ds. This is the elementary portion of area ds. According to Gauss theorem, we know E dot ds equal to q by epsilon naught. As we know, E is always parallel to, this is enclosed charge q1, cos 0 is the angle because E and ds are parallel to each other. As we know, cos 0 is always equal to 1. This is q1 by epsilon naught. As we know from definition of Gaussian surface, electric field is always uniform. So this is equal to q1 upon epsilon naught. As we know, area of this is 4 pi r square. This is q1 upon epsilon naught. This means E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square. Put this value in F, we get this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 upon r square. This means F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 over r square. This is called Coulomb's law. In this question, first we consider two charges q1 q2 which are placed at a distance r apart. let E be the electric field of this charge Q1. So the electrostatic force is this. After this, we assume a Gaussian surface of spherical shape of radius r. This is the area element of Gaussian surface, small element. As we know, E and ds are parallel to each other, so angle between them is 0 degree. This is cos 0 is 1. ds is the surface area, which is equal to 4 pi r square. This is the value of E. Put the value of E in F, we get Coulomb's law. The next topic is applications of Gauss theorem. First application is electric field due to line charge, that is electric field due to a straight rod. First, we consider an infinitely long straight rod. This is infinitely long straight rod whose length is L. Let AB be its portion whose length is L. This means first we write, consider an infinitely long rod AB of length L. Let O be its center and P be any point at a distance r from the center of the rod. Suppose that charge plus Q be distributed along its length. This is the charge distribution. Charge plus Q is distributed along its length. To find the electric field, draw a Gaussian surface of cylindrical shape. This is the Gaussian surface of cylindrical shape of radius r. This means the theory portion is, first we write, consider an infinitely long rod AB of length L. Let P be any point at a distance r from the center of the rod. Let E be the electric field directed outward because charge plus Q is distributed along its length. After this, to find the electric field, draw a Gaussian surface of cylindrical shape of radius r. According to Gauss theorem, E dot ds is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Q is the charge enclosed and epsilon naught is the constant. If we open this figure, this is the surface S1. This is the surface S1 and area is ds1. This is the surface S2, below area is ds2. This is the surface S3 and area is ds3. So if we divide this figure to open, this is E dot ds, this is S1 plus E dot ds, this is S2 plus E dot ds, this is S3 equal to Q by epsilon naught. This is the direction of electric field. As we know, this angle is right angle, this angle is also right angle. This means the surface area S1 E dot ds plus S2 E dot ds equal to 0 plus 0 equal to 0, because we know that E dot ds, angle between E and ds is 90 degree. So cos 90 is always 0. This means the contribution of these two surfaces is 0 and S3 is always parallel to electric field. So angle between them is 0 degree. This is Q by epsilon naught. As we know, cos 0 is 1. So E is ds is the area. As we know, this is the curved surface area. This is the upper surface area, this is the lower surface area, and this is the curved surface area. As we know, curved surface area of cylinder is 2 pi r h. In this, h is equal to L. So this is the electric field. E is equal to 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught Q upon RL. If lambda be the linear charge density, then lambda is equal to charge per unit length. So Q is equal to lambda L and E is equal to 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught. Q is lambda L upon RL. This cancel out. This means electric field is 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by R. It is the expression for electric field due to a long straight rod. It's very important. These are the few topics in this Gauss theorem. The remaining topics will be discussed in the next video, that is part 2 of Gauss theorem. Watch this video carefully. If you have any problem, discuss with me on my WhatsApp number or call me at any time. This is very important. Thanks.